Okay, now, what is your opinion on social media these days?
I feel like social media is good for businesses. I feel like you can make a lot of money if you market your business the correct way on social media. But me personally, I don't like social media because I feel like if you're trying to be in a relationship, I feel like it really affects, it just gives guys easier access to girls, or it gives girls easier access to your guy, But I feel like it's great for business. I feel like someone like, just say for instance, Oprah or whoever you might look up to is on social media, and you can simply send them a DM. It's like that easy to be able to contact somebody, which before, maybe like in the 90s, early 2000s, when it wasn't an Instagram, you couldn't. How can you reach them by, maybe trying to write them a letter, hope they get it? So I feel like it's good and bad.
MySpace kind of started that, right? When they had, like you could message somebody on MySpace and MySpace profiles. Yeah. Facebook did the same thing, but I don't know.
Instagram is so mobile friendly, and I think we live in like that age with like everybody's on their phone, in MySpace you had to be on like a physical desktop.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Good point. So people are probably contacting people back or replying back quicker, faster.
Yeah, but I think it's good in a way, like I said. But then I also feel like it's a lot of social pressure on social media because it's like, everybody tries to look like they got the latest clothes and the latest this and the car, cars and jewelry and whatever. And so I feel like everybody is trying to keep up with everybody.
The interesting thing about that, which you just mentioned, is Bow Wow was, a celebrity that got caught up in that very thing. And that's something that you never see. It's always like, maybe friends trying to flex or something like that. He's just on a huge scale, and, they had the Bow Wow challenge, and I'm sure that was pretty embarrassing for him.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the first time he's had a social media incident. That's the third time now he's had a flexing social media incident that's gone.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
That's gone crazy, yeah.
But I did know, because I kept seeing Bow Wow challenge hashtags, and then I finally was like, let me go to Shade Room, of course, because that's where it's like the urban news. So I was like, let me see. So I of course, saw the story on there, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then he tried to clean it up and say, it was for the show, whatever. And I was like, no.
No, but the crazy thing is that was actually probably good promo for the show and bringing light to the show, because, he got caught up in saying he was in a private jet and he was on his way to do media for the show. So, negative or positive feedback or promotion off of that did kind of spotlight his show.
Yeah, because that did make people, I guess, want to go watch the show to see, so yeah.
Now, speaking of the Shade Room, and I've seen your names in some headlines and stuff in the past, how do you deal with media and blogs when it comes to rumors or seeing your name in headlines and that so on, whether it's true or not true? How do you deal with something like that?
Me personally, I don't per se like it per se. I just feel like, why is people in my personal business? I feel like, and then I really hate when it's false, because it's like you just really sat and made up a story about me. Like, did you talk to me? Like, where are you getting this from? Because somebody said it, So, I mean, I personally do not like blogs. Not unless it's something positive, then of course, because anything positive, or if it's something about my business or whatever, then I'm down, down for that. But I really do not like the blogs. Like, it's entertainment to read about other people, but when it's about you, it's like, no.
Now, I've never been in that position where, I was in a blog for, whatever reason, and I've never been in those, that perspective. But from what you've seen, like when you see your name in headlines and stuff like that, and you say, especially when it's false, how many, like out of a percentage, out of 100%, how much is true or false of what people have, like when you've seen yourself in a headline? Is some of it true? Is most of it false? Like, how does that?
That's a good question. I never really tried to weigh it, but if I just try to think off the top of my head,
50-50.
Yeah, no, probably like a really 80-20, because it might be one little piece that could be like have some truth, but then like the rest is like they took one little piece and built a whole story around it. So I would say like a 80-20.
Now, when it comes to stuff like that, I know everybody reacts to stuff differently. do you get sad when you see stuff like that? Is it depressed? Is your phone blowing up? Like, what happens? People on this side watching the headline, we don't ever think of that.
Yeah.
What it's like in someone else's shoes that's reading themselves in that headline.
A lot of times I feel like it's, I guess I could say, so it depends on what it's about, put it like that. So if it's like something that's really like dear to me about my personal life or whatever, and people are like making fun of it, talking about me, I don't like it. Like, I'm human. Like, who wants somebody to talk about them, you know? So yeah, sometimes I do feel like I don't like this, you know, but if I know like it's like a misunderstanding, like they might have seen a picture of me or whatever the case may be, but that might not be what happened, what they're trying to say happened, or what looked like happened, you know. So I can say, though, it has been times that I've read things. It's not even so much what the blogs say. Let me like say this. It's what the comments under be. Or when people come on your page and write a book this long about you and they never met you, but it's like, oh, you this or you that, and then, you know, I don't really read it now, but before, it's like, it would hurt my feelings, you know, sometime, and I would be like, but they don't know me, you know, but some things that they say kind of make you question yourself, so.
Now, when it comes to the actual comments, how do you deal with negative or hateful comments on social media?
Now, before I would read it, I might would write back, and I learned, just don't say anything, because when you write back, all of that a blogger's going to do is screenshot and be like, oh, comment creeping, oh, she doing, you know, whatever.
True,
and
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I'm just like, you know what?
Your clapbacks can be a headline now.
Yeah, so I'm just like, if you don't want people to, like, if you want it to die, whatever they're talking about, just be quiet. If you wanted to keep going on, then you know you could reply. But yeah, I now, soon as I see something, and I'm in my 20s, you're young, I'm always on my phone. So as soon as I get an alert or I'm on my Instagram and I see first, if it has no profile picture, I already know that's suspicious. And then if I see I go right to block and shut it down before I even read it, so it don't even get into my energy and start making me my mode change or my mood change.
Have you ever unblocked somebody? Have you ever taken somebody out of your block list? Or
no, I don't even revisit the block list. Once you're there forever.
I see. What about deleting comments? Do you delete comments on your profiles, or?
Well, you know, you block, it automatically delete it.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So if you're saying something that I feel like I gotta delete, you just need to be blocked off my page. I don't be like, oh, I'm gonna still let her be able to view my page, but I'm gonna just delete her comment. No.
What about
block and delete.
What about death threats? Have comments ever gotten that bad where you've received a death threat through social media?
No, never that bad. But one time I was like somewhere not far from my house, getting out the car, and maybe like 30 minutes later, a fake page sent me. I went to 2 places in one day. I remember I went like to Popeyes and like Kinko's, FedEx or something. And I was opening my trunk, getting out the car, and like 30 minutes later, I get a DM, ha, whatever. You know, it was like just like laughing at me, but it was pictures of me from that day.
Oh, wow.
From 2 places, 2 different places. And it kind of shook me up a little bit, because I was like, I know I went home after the second place. And I'm like, I hope these people didn't follow me to my house, you know? So that's like the weirdest thing that ever happened to me on social media. And I just was like, oh my God, like somebody really was somewhere and I didn't notice taking my picture. You know, like if you just moving around day-to-day life, you're not going to be like, you know.
That could be a scary thing.
Yeah, that like kind of freaked me out, you know. So, yeah. But other than that, no death threat.
Has social media ever gotten that bad where you've had to disable a profile or terminate a profile? Like, for instance, I've seen Kanye West recently just terminate his Twitter and his Instagram. Has it ever and I've seen other celebrities do it too. Have you ever gotten to that point where you've disabled or thought about getting rid of a platform?
Disabling, like totally deleting it, no. Because I use it, you know, for my business, and I use it, like, I feel like I'm a fly girl. Like, I'm not about to delete all the pictures. I done took 100 takes trying to take and get the right light and angle. No, I'm not going to delete it. But it has been times where say if something was in the media real strong and the comments, I didn't even have the time to sit and block everybody because it just was coming. I would make my page private. So if you wasn't already following me and a friend, you wasn't going to be able to like go to a blog and let me go to her page and write something. You wasn't even going to be able to get in. So like that's the most I ever did.
Ever taken, and I've talked to some people that have done this, ever taken a social media break or a detox, or somebody told me they took a fast from social media for like 45 days.
Oh, wow. Oh, no, I never have, but there's been times in my life where it wasn't like the most cheerful time, or, you know, I might was going through something and social media just wasn't on my mind, but I never took like a break on purpose.
I see.
It's been like delays or time periods where I might didn't post because it's like, I'm not feeling cute. I don't want to post a picture. I'm not even getting dressed. I'm not going anywhere. I'm at home. So it's been times that I, not on purpose, but I have taken short breaks.
Are you on Snapchat?
Yes, I am.
Same screen name as your Instagram, or is it different?
It's the same screen name.
Okay. And how often do you post on Snap?
I post maybe every other day on Snapchat. But now that Instagram got the feature, like the Snap Story, Insta Story, I feel like that's more convenient, and it's just like now so many different social media platforms. I'm getting older and I just can't keep up with all of that. So I like that Instagram have it all in one. You could put up a story, a picture, a message, whatever, So I Snap though sometimes, but not so much. And it also took me a while to learn how to work Snapchat.
Are you posting the same content on both, or is it different content on each?
Sometimes I do post the same, and then sometimes I might post some stuff on Snap that I don't post on Instagram. But lately I've been using my Snapchat more for my app. Like I might make snaps, a Snap story of that day, or me doing something, or I might interview people or do quick like on the street questions, and I just won't post them to the Snap, my actual Snap profile. You will have to come to the app and like I'll be like Snap Saturday, and it's like we didn't see any snaps on Saturday from you, but if you come to my app, you'll get to see a whole Snap story.
I see. Do you check your messages on Snap or no?
Yeah, I do. I check my messages actually on everything. I might only check them all because Instagram, I tend to get lots of messages versus Snapchat. But yeah, I check them. I don't reply to everybody. I might decline some. Really, I don't really decline. I just won't allow. You know how like Instagram, you have to allow or whatever for the people to know like you seen it. So I might look at it, but I won't let them know I seen it.
I see. I got you. I know what you mean. Now, Instagram does Instagram Stories, which is similar to Snapchat, and they also have Instagram Live, which is a feature that's similar to like Periscope or Facebook Live. Do you use that? Do you jump on Live at all or no?
Yeah. I really actually like the Live. Excuse me. I feel like it gives people like right then and there what you're doing, and they get to talk to you, ask questions. You could talk right back. It's not like, oh, you have to send me a DM or email me. I'll get back to you. If girls want to ask me about fashion stuff, beauty, my app, even for instance, like my website, which is clothing, they might say, what size should I get in this or that? So it's like I really like it for business, and also so people can get to see your personality, because from pictures, you kind of just have to make up in your own mind what you think this person is like from, gathering their pictures together, like in your mind. But on the Live, people actually get to hear you talk and see how you act and, see your persona. So, yeah, I like the Live.
Now, some people aren't using Instagram Live as frequently as they were when it came out. And some people are still consistently on it. Have you, decreased your usage of it, or are you still pretty consistent with Live?
Actually, let me see this. I'm not really consistent with Live, no, because people do be writing under my comments, we miss you on Live. But I'm not, like when Live first came out, I remember I was at
everybody was on
Dope Boy Riot, Young Dolph, Dope Boy Riot
the
concert, yeah. And I was like, I want to go on Live. And people around me, it was working. It took a while for everybody to get the feature. So when I got it, I was just like, it was so cool, like anything that's new. So yeah, now not so much.
Now, when you are on Instagram Live, what's the most unique location you've jumped on Live from? I've seen some people do some crazy things on there.
Nowhere crazy.
Nothing unique?
Yeah, nothing really unique.
Nothing out of the ordinary?
Yeah, no. Maybe a ride with my son, if I'm not mistaken. You know, I like go to Disney World or something, like a ride or something like that. But nothing too crazy because I, don't want to lose my phone. Maybe,
sure.
Yeah.
Now, with all these social media platform changes like Instagram, taking what Snapchat does and Periscope, do you think Twitter can still survive or no?
That's a good question. I think Twitter is good for political use, more say, like CNN, or like, for instance, if I want to know something like what Donald Trump said, Twitter, or something like that. I feel like Twitter is good for like political for some reason, and news, and even though the Shade Room is good, I feel like Twitter is still good, but I don't think Twitter is just like popping anymore.
Are you still on it? Are you active with it or no?
I do still tweet like my app stuff, my website for my clothes, things like that, because I don't care, any platform, I don't care. Like Twitter, I might have like 10,000, which is not many, but I feel like that's 10,000 people. That could be 3,000 of those 10,000 that's not follow me on Instagram, or might don't even have an Instagram, because I know like a lot of older people, like my mom, people like that, they don't have Instagram. They have Facebook and they might have Twitter, So I'm like, if I could capture 200 more people on this platform that's not over here, I'm putting my stuff on everything because I need as many people to see as possible. So yeah.
Now that brings up an interesting point, which you mentioned your mom. She's on social media too.
Just only Facebook, and it's crazy that I actually made her a Facebook page. Like, I probably was like
you encouraged
19
her.
or 20, yes, and I made it with her name. I set the whole page up with her school, all of that. So a couple people from her high school messaged her, and then I showed it to her. I was like, "Mom, you got a page? Do you know this person ain't messaging you?" And she was mad. She was so mad at first. She was like, "I don't like that." This was probably early 2000, maybe. Yeah, or maybe 2000 or 2001, and she didn't even like it back then. I guess older people don't. They're like, I don't need people knowing where I'm at, and, people I don't know looking at me, So, yeah. But
does she pay attention to your stuff? Is she ever like, oh, that's a provocative picture you're posting, or?
Yes and no. Yes, because I never on Facebook. I just feel like I don't know. So I've connected, when I first got Instagram, I connected my Facebook, to it or whatever. So my Instagram automatically feeds to my Facebook. So people from school and all of that can still see. And my mom, and it's been times she'd be like, what do this quote mean you didn't put up? Or what is this? Or what is that? And I'd be like, oh my God, Mom, I really have to explain it. So yeah, she does see it, but only because like it automatically feeds.